the beast awakens. The desert air trembled under the scorching sun as a massive silhouette rolled across the sand, the unmistakable figure of the M1 Abrams, America's most advanced main battle tank. Its 1,500 horsepower gas turbine engine roared like a jet, sending waves of heat shimmering in its wake. Dust curled around its tracks, but the Abrams didn't slow. It was built to dominate, designed to move through fire, sand, and chaos with unstoppable power. Inside the tank, the crew of 4 moved like a well-oiled machine. Captain Reed, the commander, peered through his sighting system, his voice calm and focused. Targets ahead. Load AP round. His gunner, Sergeant Vega, acknowledged with a quick nod. The loader slammed a shell into the smoothbore cannon with a satisfying metallic click. The driver, Corporal Hayes, gripped the controls, eyes scanning the terrain ahead. Through the digital screen, heat signatures flickered, simulated enemy armor, miles away. The exercise had begun. The Abrams computer system calculated range and wind in milliseconds. Vega locked onto the target, the crosshair steady as a rock. Target acquired. Reed gave a single command, fire. The recoil shook the ground. A flash of light split the air, and a second later, a plume of smoke erupted in the distance. Direct hit. The tank's targeting system instantly recalibrated for the next shot. To the untrained eye, it looked effortless. But to the crew, every move was precision, every second, control and discipline. Outside, the sound of steel and fire echoed across the training range. The Abrams wasn't just a machine, it was a statement of dominance, of engineering perfection, of American military power. As Reed adjusted his headset, the radio crackled, Bravo 1, proceed to Phase 2. Hostile armor approaching from the ridge. Hayes pressed harder on the throttle. The engine's whine deepened, and the Abrams surged forward, tearing through sand dunes like a predator on the hunt. Inside the cabin, the heat was intense, the air thick with the smell of fuel and metal. But no one flinched. For them, this was home, inside the belly of the beast. And as the next target came into view, Reed's voice cut through the static once again. Let's show them why they call us unstoppable. Fire on the ridge. The Abrams thundered across the desert floor, its steel treads biting deep into the sand. Ahead, the horizon shimmered with movement, faint black dots slowly taking shape into enemy armor silhouettes. The simulation might have been training, but for Captain Reed and his crew, it was treated like war. No hesitation. No mercy. Just precision and dominance. Thermal shows 4, maybe 5 enemy units, Vega reported, adjusting the targeting screen. The digital display glowed green against his focused eyes. They're spread out along the ridge. Copy that, Reed said. His calm voice carried the authority of someone who'd seen real combat. Hayes, swing us left. Keep the sun behind us. Let's blind their optics. Roger that. Hayes turned the yoke, and the 70-ton beast pivoted smoothly, like a predator circling prey. The Abrams' advanced suspension made it glide effortlessly, even over broken terrain. From the outside, it looked slow and heavy. Inside, it felt alive, responsive, ready to strike. Loader, heat round ready. Vega shouted. Loaded, came the sharp reply. Reed raised his binoculars, eyes narrowing. The first enemy tank crested the ridge, its turret turning, too slow. Fire. The cannon boomed, echoing across the valley. A white plume burst from the barrel, and a half-second later, the target erupted in smoke and flame. The tank's computerized fire control system immediately aligned for the next mark. Target 2, 2 o'clock. Vega barked. Got him. Another flash, another kill. The Abrams didn't stop moving. Every shot, every adjustment, was calculated perfection. But suddenly, a warning alarm pierced the cabin. The sensors lit red, a simulated enemy missile lock. Incoming threat, right side. Hayes shouted. Deploy smoke. Reed ordered. Instantly, thick white clouds burst around the Abrams, masking it from sight. Through the haze, Vega switched to infrared mode. Still got eyes on them, he said. They're moving closer. Reed's voice hardened. Then we move faster. The tank lunged forward through the smokescreen, vanishing into the swirling fog. The enemy didn't know it yet, but the Abrams was repositioning, flanking them from an unexpected angle. Moments later, the fog cleared. The M1 emerged from the dust like a ghost of steel, cannon already aimed. One shot, one thunderous impact, and the last hostile on the ridge vanished in fire. Silence followed. Reed exhaled slowly. Nice work, team. But the calm wouldn't last. The radio crackled again. Bravo 1, Intel confirms multiple heavy units advancing from the north. Real-time engagement begins now. Reed's hand tightened on the comms. The training was over. The real test was about to begin. The real fight begins. The radio static faded into a chilling transmission. Multiple hostiles confirmed, live fire authorization granted. The tone said it all. This wasn't training anymore. Somewhere beyond those dunes, real targets were moving. Reed looked up, eyes narrowing behind his visor. Everyone stay sharp. We're switching to combat protocol. Inside the tank, tension replaced the rhythm of routine. The hum of the turbine engine deepened, vibrating through the steel hull like a heartbeat. Sergeant Vega quickly toggled systems from simulation mode to live. Main guns hot. All safety interlocks disabled. The loader nodded, checking the next shell, a real depleted uranium round. Its weight alone spoke of the destruction it could unleash. Hayes, Reed said, keep us low in the dunes. We strike first. The Abrams rolled silently now, its treads muffled by layers of sand. Over the ridge, faint flashes flickered, muzzle bursts. Enemy armor was already firing. A round screamed overhead, slamming into the ground nearby. The explosion shook the tank, sand cascading down the turret. Contact. 10 o'clock. Vega shouted. 3 hostiles, maybe more. Range? Reed asked. 2 clicks. Send it. The cannon roared. A white-hot flash tore across the distance, striking an enemy vehicle squarely on the turret. It erupted in a cloud of flame and debris. The crew didn't cheer, they just moved on to the next. Another round chambered, another order fired. Precision, speed, control. But this enemy was smarter. A second barrage came in, closer this time. One shell glanced off the Abrams' front armor, leaving a molten streak but no damage. Hit detected, no penetration, Vega confirmed, almost proud. Reed smiled grimly. That's right. They can't touch us. The tank advanced, engine screaming as it climbed a slope. Through his periscope, Reed saw the battlefield spread before him, burning wrecks, black smoke rising against a blood-red sunset. The Abrams looked like something from another world, an unstoppable fortress on tracks. Then, the warning tone again, sharper, faster. Missile lock. East side. Hayes yelled. Reed didn't hesitate. Active protection, now. With a deafening burst, the Abrams launched countermeasures, small explosive charges detonating mid-air, intercepting the incoming missile before it could strike. The shockwave rattled everyone inside, but the tank held steady. Missile neutralized, Vega confirmed, breathing hard. Good. Now we return the favor. Reed's next command was cold, precise, fire and move. The Abrams unleashed 2 rapid shots, hitting both remaining hostiles in under 10 seconds. Each impact echoed like thunder rolling across the desert. When the dust cleared, nothing moved. Only the faint crackle of distant flames filled the silence. Inside the tank, no one spoke for a moment. Reed finally broke it. They wanted a fight. We gave them one. But just then, the radar pinged again, a larger signal this time. More units. Heavy ones. Reinforcements. Reed glanced at his crew. It's not over yet. The final push. The desert wind carried a low hum, the sound of engines approaching. Reed's radar screen lit up like a Christmas tree. Multiple armored units, closing fast. We've got a full column coming in from the north, Vega warned. At least 10 tanks, maybe more. Reed's jaw tightened. Then this is where we make our stand. The Abrams took position behind a ridge, its massive frame blending into the sand's shadow. Inside, every crew member moved with silent precision. The loader slammed in another sabot round. Vega adjusted targeting coordinates. Hayes braced at the controls. Reed's voice stayed calm, but his tone carried steel. We hold until command arrives. No one breaks. The first enemy tank appeared through the haze. Reed didn't wait. Fire. The cannon's thunder rolled across the dunes. The shell struck dead center, one target down instantly. But the rest kept coming, spreading out like predators circling prey. Their return fire hit the ridge, spraying dust and rock across the Abrams' armor. Direct hits, no damage. Vega called out. Good, Reed replied. Keep feeding them fear. Another shot. Another explosion. The Abrams danced between offense and defense, its systems automatically recalculating every angle and distance. Through the periscope, Reed could see the chaos unfolding, burning silhouettes and distant flashes. The crew was running low on ammo, but their spirit hadn't dimmed. "Status?" he asked. "4 shells left," Vega said. "We'll make them count." "Then make them count," Reed ordered. The next round flew straight into the enemy lead vehicle, flipping it sideways in a plume of fire. Hayes gunned the engine, charging forward through smoke and flame. The Abrams, scarred but unbroken, cut straight through the battlefield like a storm of steel. Missiles streaked across the sky, but the tank's defense systems intercepted them one after another, blinding flashes lighting up the night. Inside, the crew was sweating, shouting, pushing the machine to its limits. 2 shells left. Vega yelled. "Target the command tank," Reed said. "End this." The shot echoed louder than all before it. The command tank exploded in a blinding fireball, its destruction sending shockwaves through the enemy line. The remaining tanks faltered, disoriented, leaderless. The Abrams fired its final shell, shattering another vehicle, and then everything went quiet. Smoke drifted across the battlefield, glowing orange in the dying sun. Reed exhaled slowly, removing his headset. "That's a wrap," he said softly. Outside, the radio finally crackled. "Bravo 1, mission complete. All hostiles neutralized. Return to base." As the Abrams rolled back through the sand, its armor streaked with dust and battle scars, it looked less like a machine and more like a legend. Built in America, forged in fire, and proven once again, unstoppable. Captain Reed glanced at his crew, a faint smile crossing his face. "This is why the M1 Abrams isn't just a tank," he said. "It's a symbol. And symbols never fall." The desert wind blew softly as the massive tank disappeared into the horizon, victorious, indestructible, and eternal.